and also metal stocks.
All right, Jay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. Great speaking with you, and see you next week. Thank you. Well, the market is just sort of winding down, 3 minutes away to close. And it's basically all in the last, there were two parts of the market. The first part was the first 45 minutes and the next part was the last 45 minutes. Almost exactly, that is where most of the price action really happened. In between, not very much. From 10 o'clock to almost about 2:45 or so, nothing at all. So let me just quickly outline where the push higher in the last 45 minutes came from. Infosys, TCS, the tech names, incremental gains from Reliance, incremental gains on ITC and names like ICICI Bank. I mean, this is the part of the market which really contributed a fair bit to the push which we saw. In any case, I mean, the broader market also, there were, I think, except the real estate index, even pockets of stocks, sectors, etc., it was all positive. Real estate was down, but that was the only one. IT was higher, as I said. PSU banks, another day of gains, and there was the metal space which contributed in a decent way once again. In terms of absolute gainers on the on the index, on the Nifty, that is, sort of day-on-day gains, that's coming through in IndusInd Bank, which ends at the high point, 3% higher. JSW Steel with a 1.9% gain, and NTPC, which ends up about 1.7%. Rima.
Well, PSU banks did well. So you've got UCO Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, Bank of India, which was up close to about 4.5%. Apart from that, you had strength in these defense stocks. So Mazgaon Dock, Cochin Shipyard, Garden Reach Shipbuilders, both of them. All these three names made a comeback. Easy Trip locked in an upper circuit of 20% for the second day in a row. The new kid on the block, Keynes Technology, goes home with a gain of nearly 17%. It had a gap up opening, but it's managed to build on that as well. IT made a push higher towards the end of trade, so names like Emphasis, Latent View also ending with considerable strength. On the losing side, the new age company's Paytm is now down 78% from its issue price of 2,150. Another 11% gone on that fresh 52-week low, and Nykaa too losing close to about 4.5%. Nigel.
Well, before we get to the stocks, one graphic play that should come up for you. Yet again, the number of stocks advancing are lower than the number of stocks that are declining. So that's telling you that portfolios really aren't seeing big gains out there. So just keep that in mind. But there were stocks that were moving around. You had some of those unknown names that we don't talk about very often. BSL was up 20%. Copran was higher in today's trading session, so that was flying away. High-tech pipes, they're looking at doing a preferential issue. So that stock did pretty well. Lotus Eye Care Hospitals, that stock as well was higher in today's trading session. You had Mirza International. Well, that one was sprinting actually. Was up more than 10% in trade. Gandhi Special Tubes as well was flying away. And FM Industries, well, that stock has been on a tear actually. All of this year it's been doing pretty well. And FM Industries as well was up close to around 9% odd. ISMT was another stock that was up 8.5%. So a good session actually for the bulls. If you're looking at the headline index, that's the Nifty. A couple of large names did well that pushed up the index. The mid-cap index as well went home with gains of close to 0.5%. The Nifty Bank didn't perform, mind you, today. But otherwise, the breadth of the market, that's a little bit disappointing. Otherwise, it was a rather good day for the bulls. Well, on that note, though, we'll have to wrap up on this edition of Closing Bell.